You were camping with your friends far away from home. But when it's time to go back, you realize that your fuel is running out and the nearest pump is 50 miles away. You know that on average, your car runs on about 25 miles per gallon, and there
Mhm.
are only 2 gallons left. Consider these factors. Write a function that tells you if it is possible to get to the pump or not. Function should return true if it is possible and false if not. So I know we didn't get into functions yet.
Oof. Okay.
Well, let's just pretend that this is a file. We don't need to do the function here.
Mhm.
Let's just say const distance to pump equals 50.
50.
Const miles per gallon equals 25.
And then
And
there's gallons, right?
fuel left equals
2.
2. All right. And then we want to write something that says
Uh,
if they have enough gas to get to the pump, return true, else return false. You want to take a crack at that?
yeah, let's go for it. So then I first I got to take into consideration the distance of the pump.
Okay.
If distance of the pump is, uh, what do I want to
The
say?
sharks, the sharks or the alligators, maybe.
Yeah, if it's greater than or equal to MPG times fuel left,
Amazing.
maybe. Maybe.
It's,
This is the last math question I'm doing. If this is
it's
so,
good. It's good.
uh, if this is right, then again console log. Drive on, brother. But if not, we're gonna call for help. I don't know if that's distance of
Uh,
pump is
yeah,
greater
why don't
than.
you take a look at the code a little bit longer and try to figure it out a little bit. So
Okay,
if distance to the pump is bigger or greater than what you have left, you want to start driving there?
distance pump is greater than. No, it should be less than, right? Less than my total fuel,
Yeah, I
right? So it's
think
25
yeah.
because I'm gonna go 3 times 25. That's what I want, and then I want to take that number, and it's got to be larger than my distance to the pump.
Exactly.
Okay.
I just usually like to put a parentheses inside
Okay.
just so I know that it's there. Like these are together. And then console.log drive on brother. Else call for help. Cool. Cool, cool. Cool. I think you understand if else now. So now you have the tools you have in your belt are probably like console logging,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like assigning variables, operators like greater comparing, plus now you multiplication, and now you have if else. Switch case is very similar to if else. Switch case is a control statement. So like if else is a control statement,
Mm-hmm.
switch case is a control statement. So it's just a control statement, and control structure is just all of them put together. So it's just a set of instructions.
Okay.
It controls the script, right?
Mm-hmm.
So switch case is a control statement that allows a value to be tested again against a list of values. It is similar to if else statements. If the case is this, run this one. If the case is this, run this one. And then default is our else. We have const fruit equals orange. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put the fruit in here in the switch statement. And then in the case of, okay, in the case of apple, we're gonna log fruit is apple. All right. And then we're gonna break out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then case, if it's an orange, console.log fruit is orange. And then if it doesn't hit any of those cases, then
Like it's not a fruit.
if fruit is not in case and is, and then we just put plus fruit. Something like this, right?
Okay.
And then so say it's like strawberry, it would go into default, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's case is not an apple, the case is not an
Not
orange,
orange.
and default fruit is not in the case. So there is a hack to switch case that I want to teach you right now.
Mm-hmm.
So what I like to do in switch case a lot of the time that a lot of other languages have, but JavaScript strangely doesn't, price equals 1000. All right. And then we say switch on true. So when it's true, I want it to work, right? So if price is under 1,000, I want to console.log price is under 1,000. Case price is over 1,000. Console.log price is over 1,000. And we'll just put a break statement here. Break. And after every case, when it break, you have to break it, or else it's gonna keep on running the code.
Okay. So it's like once it finds.
Yeah, or else it's gonna, if you don't put the break inside, it's gonna keep on, it's gonna go into it's gonna run this code block, but then it's gonna check this case and then it's gonna run into the default. So you have to
Okay.
tell the code to break or return. So, and then this is like the hack of switch case that a lot of people use. And then case, and then we can just say default. And the only other one is console.log price is 1,000. So basically, when we did our orange one,
Mm-hmm.
the case when it was orange, it was true, right? It was
Right.
true. It was orange. Orange is matching orange in the case, right? So
But that,
now we're looking for switch, and then we're saying true. So now we're looking for basically this to equal true.
so in the first one with the orange and apple, we're just checking. But I guess that's what's throwing me off is the part that it's if it's true. Like I guess
Let's
what's the difference of you just putting switch price there? Like isn't it the same thing?
but price is 1,000, so this expression
Mm-hmm.
doesn't equal 1,000, right?
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because now I get it. Because yeah, if it's under 1,000, I get it
Like
in
if
this very specific scenario, but I don't know as far as outside of this one. I don't know. I'm not seeing what the difference is between the like why you would put true or false there. Like,
because you're putting expressions instead of the actual case. Instead of like actually saying, hey, match this string to this string,
mhm,
you're saying match true to this expression.
okay, and then now it's just searching for what is actually
True.
true
But
or
none of
what.
them, right? So it goes in a default.
Mhm,
And that does kind of tie into the next exercise I have.
mhm.
So we can do this one for homework assignment. It's gonna be difficult.
Yeah,
I
we
expect
tend
you
to
to ask
have.
me questions.
Okay.
So it's return the day of the week based on how many hours. So let's say a week has 24 times 7 hours, and that
Mhm,
equals 168 hours. If the hours are less than 24, return Sunday. If it's less than 48, return Monday. And we're just gonna go straight down. So like this one, I wanted to see like a switch true, and then a case here, and then you'd have like const current hour equals like, let's just say 100,
mhm.
and then case if current hour is less than 24, it would be Sunday, right?
When you run this in the terminal, what does it look like right now? If
Right now,
yeah, if you ran it.
I think it wouldn't catch a case, so it would not do anything. I'll show you. It wouldn't catch a case here. So I will go through the switch case file with you.
Okay.
So make a variable and compare it with the switch statement. So const whatever variable
Mm-hmm.
switch, and then this is case one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you try to do this real quick, like const whatever, like team equals Raiders. What do you want to do when the case is Raiders? You
Console
want
log. This is case one.
maybe you want to console.log like Raiders are the best NFL team.
Yes.
Comparing this string, and then it's saying, hey, switch on this variable, and then once you can match this variable to this like whatever case it is,
Mm-hmm.
that one. Okay, so
Or would
maybe
we?
we'll do case Broncos here. We'll add another case
Mhm.
and then console.log Broncos got whooped by the Raiders.
Mhm.
All right. And then we'll break. So team is Raiders, right?
Mhm.
So it's going to go into this case, right?
Right.
We won't even go into Broncos right now.
Mhm.
So earlier I did say you can switch on true, right?
Mhm.
So if in here I put team equals Broncos, team equals Raiders, what do you expect to happen here?
It's gonna go to that first line, check Broncos, and be like, hey, it doesn't equal Broncos, so it's gonna go to the next one and read Raiders and be like, hey, that's what we want because it's true, and now we're gonna console log that, hey, they're the best football team.
Okay, cool. So you understand like this expression is true, right? JavaScript knows it as true, right?
Mm-hmm.
This expression is true, right? So it's trying to match this true and it's
Mm-hmm.
using guy. So that's the kind of like switch case hack that a lot of people use.
Okay.
All right, well, make a variable and compare it with the switch statement that has a default case. So can you just fill this out real quick?
Make a variable and compare it with the switch statement that has a default case.
So default case is like the else that we had. So remember in the strawberry, this is not in a case. The fruit is strawberry.
Magic?
It's not ball.
the
Do you
guy's,
remember
the guy's
Lonzo
retired.
Ball?
Yeah,
Did he retire already?
he should be.
Uh,
He has no ankles because his dad bought him crappy shoes.
they made crappy shoes.
Yeah.
Just to like bring it back home, I think
Mhm.
like um Lakers player is Magic. Okay. And then here I'll put Lakers did not catch in case and player is, and then I'll just put like Lakers like this.
I see.
And then you could add more cases here, like
And
case
that way I can keep adding like the different whoever I want to.
exactly. And in the end, you'd know exactly. Hey, I didn't account for this case. You know, maybe
I see. So it's
my
like it,
fault.
it it runs through it, finds it, and then my default is at least because we put in that console log, it's gonna say what it actually was.
Yeah,
It'll be like,
exactly.
oh shit, it was LeBron the whole time.
Yeah, and then you could like write your code a little better or whatever.
Okay.
And then let's just make a final one. I'm not gonna give you a boilerplate code. So
Mm-hmm.
just make a variable and compare it with the switch statement that has multiple cases.
Oh, geez. We're going with more games.
All right, so didn't find your current game. Current game it is Mario. Okay, so here like let's say let favorite game
Mm-hmm.
equals undefined. So we don't know what it is yet. And then if the game is here, we can say favorite game equals Ultima Online.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite game is Undertale. And then we can just say favorite game equals game. And then in the end, console.log favorite game equals favorite game. And then that's kind of like a way that you can use it because in like an if else or a switch case, you have something that needs to run, right? And maybe
Mm-hmm.
this guy's favorite game. And maybe there's like 5 people that you need to run this code with.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of a cool way that you can use it, in my opinion. And actually, to be honest, we could just change this to game every time, but for the sake of it,
Mm-hmm.
do it this way. Ultima Online. All right, so now favorite game would be Ultima Online. Cool, right?
There it is.
There it is. Any questions so far?
uh, not not yet. Not yet. I'm sure I'll come up with someone. I'm start doing that work.
Okay, so switch case is very similar to if else, right?
Hmm.
Think about it. So there is this thing that I want you to do over tomorrow.
Hmm.
And then let's just go over the for loop and while loop really quick.